So the transportation inbound, the part 18. So we're talking about part 18. Title 19. Code of Federal Regulations. Focuses and deals with the rules that guide this type of procedure, where if you bring it in one port of the United States and then you deliver it to another port of the United States and you clear customs in there, they provide rules for all these parts in between. What happens in between before you clear customs? You enter the country, you enter the United States, but those you have not started your regular entry process, like an entry for consumption or entry for warehouse. Once the merchandise comes in, so it comes into the port. So this is a port. It's day one. How many days can it stay on the dock? $15 calendar days, right? If it stays beyond, it goes to the general order, right? How many days can it stay in the airport if it comes to the airport? 15 calendar days. So what's the point here? The entry must be made within 15 calendar days. What kind of entry? Transportation inbound entry, or IT entry, for example, immediate transportation entry. In other words, entry is an application to transport the good in the United States while it is in a customs custody. It's very important. Inbound, what does it mean, inbound? Inbound, or in transit, it means all this time the merchandise didn't clear customs, duties were not paid, the merchandise didn't enter the customs territory in the United States, it is still in customs custody. And the version rule says that merchandise may be forwarded under any class of transportation and may be diverted to any port other than the port named in an entry, such as in the entry it was Miami, but then it was diverted to Boca Raton, at the option of consignee or agent. Here is the problem. I know that carriers can sometimes be acting as nominal consignees, and almost always is acting as agents, because they are doing it for the interest and benefit of the importer or the owner of goods. Is that the case here? We do not know the answer. The final destination is New York. We do not know the origin, right? So it goes from point X, we do not know where, but it goes to New York. And then, while the merchandise was on its en route to New York, the importer tells you that he sold the merchandise to a customer in Miami. So somewhere over here, it was sold to Miami. So what happens then? What can you do to make sure that it goes to Miami? So here, all of a sudden, you need to go to Miami. Do you have to cancel the inbound document? No. Do you have to return the merchandise to the port of arrival and file a new entry? Immediate transportation? No. Remember the general rule, which says that merchandise may be diverted to any port at the option of consignee, and approval is not required. Arranges the shipment to be transported by air out of Chicago. What does that mean? That means it's gonna come in to the Chicago and fly out. So this is really can be treated like a hub, right? So you really do not need to enter the merchandise here, right? You do not need to pay duties. All you're going to do is, since it's already here, and since the arrangement has been made to be flown out from Chicago, you need to get it to the port. What type of entry would be the type of that would cover Chicago portion? It would be immediate transportation, right? And then from Chicago it would be flown out, so it would be exported, right, to Denmark. So it would be immediate transportation and exportation. And you have 15 calendar days to make the entry, whatever it is. It can be immediate transportation, it can be consumption, it can be transportation, exportation, anything. You just have to do something within those 15 calendar days. And if you don't, it's going to go to the customs hell house called general order. General order. Think of it as customs hell because its storage charges are going astronomically high. The cost of getting it out from general order, the administrative burden is going to be usually higher. So just try to stick within those 15 days if you can, by all possible means. But things happen and merchandise does not get entered within 15 calendar days. It doesn't get entered, it goes into the general order. Next topic, exportation from customs custody of the merchandise that has been unentered, meaning entry never been made. Unliquidated consumption entry, meaning you brought it in. Think about this. You brought in the formal entry and it did not liquidate yet. And then you take it out from the country. Remember, the liquidation period also puts a certain finality to the shipment. One of those finalities includes final computation of duties. Another situation that you have to think of is ability to recall the merchandise from the back to the customs custody.